How's it going, everybody? Welcome to We Do Tech. Now, recently, 1STPlayer sent over one of their keyboards, which is the MK6 Bullet Hunter, for me to take a look at and see how it performs. Now, also, I am giving away this keyboard to one of you guys, so stay tuned till the end of the video to find out how you can win it. Now, firstly, the 1STPlayer 1 MK6 is a more affordable gaming keyboard. It comes in mechanical switches, is all of that goodness, but it's only going for $50, which is honestly not too bad for everything you get with this keyboard. So firstly, let's take off with the build quality. The keyboard is made out of aluminum for the top plate, which is nice and sturdy, and then also a ABS plastic shell for the rest of the body and underneath. The flex is also kept to a minimum, so you know you're getting a really durable keyboard. But not only that, if you do accidentally spill some water or coffee over the keyboard, it should be okay, depending on how much, of course, with its IPX7 water and dust resistant rating. Now, it's not waterproof, you can submerge it underwater, and again, depending on how much water you drop on it, it should be okay with a reasonable amount. Now, moving on to the rest of the keyboard, you do get this 104 key layout, full mechanical like I said before, and then you do also get your dedicated media controls, which is always really handy. So you get your play, pause, skip, and so on, and then you do get a metal control wheel. Not only that, you do have this button which switches between the volume control for the volume wheel, or it allows you to adjust the brightness of the backlight. So really handy. But not only that, you do get other controls as well on the keyboard that does kind of the same functions. Now, take a look at the top for the F keys. You do get secondary functions here. Again, you do get your media controls, volume, skip, and so on. So you don't need to use the dedicated controls. Can use those if you wanted to. And then also for the last four, you do have some home, mail, calculator, and so on. Then as for the keycaps, they are double shot injected ABS plastic, so you know you're getting durability out of these. The text won't fade as easily. Now that does only apply to the main section or the main text on the keycaps. Unfortunately, the secondary ones, like your volume up and down, and then also your lighting brightness adjustments, those might fade after a while, but by then you'll probably know how this keyboard works and you won't have any mistakes going on. Then moving on to underneath the keyboard, you do get your standard 4 anti-slip pads in the corners, and then also your 2 flip-out keyboard feet, which is a bit stiff, but it's actually nice because it won't accidentally flip down. And they do also have some rubber tips for extra grip. For the cable, you do get a normal 1.6 meter or 5.9 feet braided USB cable, so nothing really that crazy over there. Then as for the switches, again, this is a fully mechanical keyboard at this price range, which is awesome. And with the MK6, you only get them in Automu Blues, which is pretty much the exact same as MX Blues, although some people do prefer these switches. They have their preferred switches, but they do have the same clicky sound to them. They do feel the exact same at around 45 grams of actuation force and so on. So if you have used any other blue switches before, they pretty much do feel the same. And if you want to annoy people, then these blues will definitely do that. I actually really like them, but I live on my own, so I don't really bother anybody. But that clickiness, it's just awesome. Now, another nice feature on this keyboard is that you can actually remove the switches and then replace them with different ones. Now, included in the box, you do get 5 extra Automu Blues. So if you wanted to replace some of them fail, which hopefully won't happen, but you do have replacements. Or you can buy some other switches. Usually they do have the exact same connection, so that's not going to be a problem. If you want to go for browns, reds, or so on, you can buy them separately and then just replace the entire keyboard with other switches, but still keep everything else the same, which is really awesome. And then finally, the last feature of the MK6, and that is, of course, the per key RGB backlighting. And if you're not a fan of full RGBness, you can also just make it a single color, but RGB for life, as you guys can see behind me. So for this keyboard, it does have up to 18 different effects that you can apply, and then a bunch of different colors for those effects. So firstly, how you can control them is with the arrow keys and the plus and the minus, which is over there. So the arrow keys allows you for the up and down, changes the brightness of the backlight, so you can change it around there. Then for the left, you do have the changing of the direction of the effects. You can play around with that. And then also for the right arrow key, that is for the colors. So some of the effects do have different colors, some do not. You can play around and find the best one for you. Then next up for the minus and the plus, that is just for the speed of the effects. So you can either make it really fast or really slow. They do have levels that you can adjust with. Then for those 18 different effects, they are applied in the insert to page down key. So you do have 3 per key that you can switch between easily, no software needed. So all you need to do is click on the first one, go for that. You do have a bunch of different effects. I'm not gonna go through every single one, but there's a ton that you can play with. Again, change the colors and so on. You have really nice effects that you can just play through. You have your rainbow wave, all of that, and then you have a ton of other effects that you can just play around with and get the best one for your setup and just what you like. So that is pretty much it for my look at the MK6 1STPlayer gaming keyboard. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment like always. Also, a big thanks to 1STPlayer for sending the keyboard over for review. And then also, again, I am giving this keyboard away to one of you guys. Now, how you guys can enter to win this keyboard, it's pretty simple, but unfortunately it's only for South Africans. So this weekend it is a Rage. So if you guys are going to Rage, the first person that comes up to me and, I don't know, just says hey and asks about the keyboard, you're gonna get the keyboard. So nothing too crazy. I'm going on the Friday, so if you're going on a Friday, first person to just say hey gets the keyboard. As simple as that. No other things really required. So yeah, again, thanks for watching guys, and I will check all of you next time. Cheers guys.